Tell me again. I sipped at my Guinness and raised an eyebrow, waiting for Sam to continue. Instead, she sank into her chair, crossed her arms, and stared at the ceiling. Are you really going to make me tell you again? She jammed a boneless wing in a ramekin of dragon's breath sauce with far more annoyance than it deserved. Sam studied the smashed wing, grimaced, and shrugged. Sam, that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. I waited for her to look up and meet my gaze. Yes, I need to hear it again. A crash sounded down the hall, and I looked toward the door to our dining room in Llewellyn's. The place had been a bank in another life, and now some of the tables were actually inside the old vault. It was among my favorite tables to sit at, but it wreaked havoc with the acoustics. I turned my focus back to Sam. Please? She snorted and flashed me a small smile, wiping her fingers off on a napkin. Fine. They showed up in my bedroom, Damian. 12 hobgoblins. And they look like garden gnomes. Yes, exactly like garden gnomes. It's like our old neighbor's garden came to life. I tried to picture that. All the little gnomes swarming the garden, armed with lanterns and pickaxes and a myriad of other seemingly useless tools. Do you think the Elvis gnome would have started singing? Damian, Sam growled. Sorry, please continue. I leaned back and hung my arm over the chair as my lips twitched. 12 hobgoblins. It's a shame there weren't 7. Sam downed a shot of Irish whiskey, even though it wouldn't do much with her vampire metabolism. Now, if it was Frank drinking and Sam taking his blood, she'd be on the floor by now. My sister closed her eyes and took a deep breath before returning to her story. Nog is the leader of the hobgoblins, as best I can tell. They all listened to him, for the most part, and they got into a big fight with a bunch of pixies over who can live in the pool shed and who has to go. I nodded. That made sense. Hobgoblins love water, even chlorinated water, apparently. They tried to tell me they just wanted to play pranks on the vampires, and that's why they were there, but that is clearly not the entire story. That's when Kier showed up, the leader of the pixies. Not in my room, thankfully. Sam reached up as if she meant to run her fingers through her hair, paused, and went for a napkin instead. I thought we were going to have hobgoblin blood all over the pool shed. With some quick thinking by Vicky, we had a race to judge instead. I grinned. Sam narrowed her eyes. What? It's my favorite part. Yes, well, then I punted Nog across the yard. Jasper caught him and carried him back before Kier had a chance to win, and they all lived happily ever after, until 2 of the hobgoblins showed up dead in the gravel. Okay, that part sucks, but they really didn't get pulled back into the ley lines. Sam shook her head. No, you saw the pictures I sent you. I thought you were joking. Nope. They turned into statuary, Damian. The pixies swear they didn't do it, and with the truce they formed after the race, I believe them. The hobgoblins have some kind of history with the iron touched, but Nog's been a little vague about it. The pixies are happy enough in the garden at the far end of the property. Not sure how happy Dominic is with his garden shed getting overthrown. Sam paused and pointed at nothing. And I've also seen both groups socializing in the pool, much to Dominic's annoyance. A wicked grin curved Sam's lips into a sharp line. He doesn't like things that sound like wasps. The pixies? I tried to imagine the towering enforcer being bothered by a pixie who couldn't be more than 6 inches tall. The thought gave me more amusement than I cared to admit. The security cameras haven't caught a thing, which means whatever killed them is Fae. Or whatever killed them got into the pool shed undetected through other means. Damian. Sam blinked slowly. I pursed my lips and nodded. Fair point, probably Fae. It doesn't matter what it is, Damian. We just need to figure out what happened so I can keep Nog, the hobgoblins, and the damn pixies safe. As annoying as they can be, Vic gave the hobgoblins shelter, and now they're dying. The next joke I had queued up in my brain died on my lips. I didn't know much about hobgoblins, but I had a feeling that was about to change. Footsteps sounded behind me, echoing through the small dining room inside the bank vault. I glanced up as Frank pulled out the chair beside Sam and flopped down at the table. Sorry I'm late. Crazy day at the shop. I blinked at him. He was planning to join us after the store closed, and if the store was closed, what time is it? Frank looked down at his watch, although I was fairly certain he didn't need to. 8:15. I would have been here sooner, but Ashley was in, and I don't like to rush her. I grinned at Frank. Still one of our best customers? You bet she is. Sam leaned over and sniffed rather obviously at Frank.